Did you ever heard of a console called the Wii U? No? I don't blame you. A lot of people don't know the Wii U. Just to put it in fast perspective, the Wii U is a console that followed up the Wii, one of Nintendo's most successful consoles ever next to the new Nintendo Switch. However, the Wii U became a gigantic flop, namely because of the poor marketing and the fact that third-party developers didn't want to develop for a dying console. It is one of Nintendo's two biggest flops in its gaming history. The other one being the Nintendo Virtual Boy, which I also owned when it was released. But now it's 2022, 10 years after the release of the Wii U. And after careful consideration, I decided I want to buy a Wii U. And so I did a few weeks ago. There is a white one, there is a black one, and there are special edition ones. But the only thing you need to consider is buying the white one or the black one, and if it's going to be the 8GB version or the 32GB version. I bought myself the black one, the 32GB version, with a reason, which I'll come back to later. You also get this. This is a Wii U gamepad. Now there is a bridge to gap from the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch. This gamepad is actually kind of like a Nintendo Switch. See what the Nintendo Wii U actually is? It is a bridge between the Wii and the Nintendo Switch. Combine those two and you have a Wii U. Now everybody has forgotten about the Wii U, but without the Wii U we wouldn't have a Nintendo Switch. Now the Wii U has some great potential, but has also got a lot of flaws. My first tip, if you want to buy a Wii U, is what are you going to do with it and what are you going to play on it? I had one sole purpose for buying a Wii U, and that was to play Xenoblade Chronicles X. See, I wanted to buy a Wii U back in 2016 when I saw it laying in an electronics store bundled with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Back then the machine cost about 300 euros, and thank God I didn't buy it, because if I would have bought it I would have sold it like half a year later. The machine is slick, it's quiet, but it isn't powerful. It runs on multiple PowerPC CPUs, the same as the GameCube. It is an old CPU, but the machine is pretty powerful for what it can deliver when it comes to gaming. Now when I received my first batch of the Wii U, it had a lot of problems. First of all is the power plug for the Wii U gamepad. Since all of this is second-hand, the previous owner surely has broken the power cable inside, so I couldn't charge the gamepad at first. I got a new power cable, which fixed the problem, but then the gamepad wouldn't connect to the Wii U console. It would constantly lose its connection. Even when putting the gamepad on top of the Wii U console, it would lose its connection. After searching and reading threads and forums and watching YouTube videos, I found the answer. And the answer is that there is a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth chip inside the gamepad, and after 10 years that chip just died. I got a new gamepad and I got a new power cable for the gamepad. Now getting a new power cable for the gamepad isn't that hard. They are sold for around 13 euros, but getting a replacement Wi-Fi Bluetooth chip would set me back around $100. It's cheaper to just get a new Wii U console second hand from something like Craigslist and use that gamepad instead. Now here comes the CPU in play. The user interface for the Wii U is a bit slow and it's sluggish to start up, especially starting the machine from a cold boot. It isn't the slowest, but it is also not the fastest. If you want to compare its speed and its graphics power and how the games look, then you can compare it to a later Xbox 360 title or a later PlayStation 3 title. So you're not getting the latest graphics. Then again, the Nintendo Switch doesn't have the latest graphics as well. When it comes to Nintendo, it's all about the games. And here's how you play the games. There are several options. You can use the old Wii peripherals and use it on the Wii U. You can also play original Wii titles on the Wii U. And there are ways to play GameCube games on it as well. Now most games are designed for the Wii U gamepad. The problem is that the Wii U gamepad kinda sucks. Some people will love it, but I don't like it. It is pretty big, it's clunky, and the worst part of all is the very weak battery life. The original battery only comes with 1500 mAh in power. 1500 mAh gives you about 1 or 2 hours of gameplay. Now I searched for many options to extend that battery life. The first option I came across was the Nico U Booster Battery Pack. Do not buy this pack. This pack has also been in rotation for about 8 to 10 years, meaning those batteries are just as weak as the original Wii U battery. The best option is to replace the original battery of 1500 mAh with a 3600 mAh battery or a 6600 mAh battery, which extends the battery life to about 8 to 10 hours. Also, if you can find one, I would recommend a desktop charger for the Wii U gamepad. It just saves you the hassle from plugging in the power adapter on top of the gamepad. You can just lay the gamepad in the cradle and there you go. These cost about $2, so why wouldn't you? Then again, I don't want to play on the gamepad itself. You can also play games with an original Wii mode. I wouldn't recommend that, because the newer games need a lot more button combinations, and the Wii mode is pretty limited. The better option is to buy a Wii U controller. I bought 2 of these aftermarket controllers. Granted, I bought these because these are Super Famicom styled. These aren't the best controllers out there ever, compared to the newer Xbox or PlayStation controllers, but they tend to do the job. Not only are they great for action games, RPGs, or platform games, or even the virtual console games, they even last longer than the original gamepad. Let's talk about the most important part of the console itself, which are the games. Now you can take 2 routes here. Wii U games are pretty cheap, if you could find them. They tend to cost around $10 to $20, and the more rare games will set you back around $70 to $80. Most of these games are first-party titles from Nintendo itself, because all of these games are just ported to the Nintendo Switch. That's Nintendo's MO. Just port the game from a previous console or port it to the next generation console. Games like Super Mario 3D World or Mario Kart 8 have also been released on the Nintendo Switch. Play them on the Wii U, it's actually just the same. And if you can get your hands on them, a lot cheaper. The downside is you can't play them outside your house. The Wii U is a stationary console. Most games allow you to play the game on the gamepad itself, so the gamepad acts like a Nintendo Switch. You can then turn off your TV or let someone else watch Netflix or something. Coming real quick back to the shitty battery life. The gamepad and the console itself connect to each other with a 5 GHz connection. But when a gamepad loses 50% of its power, things are going to stutter and aren't fun after playing 1 or 2 hours of it. See, maintaining a connection between the gamepad and the console costs a lot of energy. So I already talked about the first route. The second route is soft modding your console. You can then install all the games that you want. Now, I'm not promoting piracy at all, and I'm not showing you how to do it. I am just saying that there are 2 options to play games on the Wii U. However, I do want to say there is a program called Wii U USB Helper, which allows you to get games. But I will do say that the Wii USB Helper is very handy when it comes to downloading update patches and downloading DLCs for the original games. And seeing that the eShop will close very soon, this program is very handy. All in all, it does require you to have a little software and IT knowledge, making, in my opinion, the Wii U the best emulation Nintendo console there is. Now, I said before that you could choose between the 8GB version or the 32GB version. I would recommend the 32GB version, simply because if you're going to take the second route, not only do you need a big USB stick, but that 32GB system memory comes in handy. Now, you don't need the 32GB. You can also just install every game on that USB stick. But if you have the option, just buy the 32GB. The last thing I want to show you is that the Wii U is, in my opinion, a very boring looking console. It's either just piano black or just piano white. Now, if you know me, I customize consoles. Now, I could have just opened the Wii U, customized it, and give it another paint job. But there are times where I just want to enjoy someone else's artwork. So I bought vinyl stickers for the Wii U. These are pretty cheap, like $9 to $10, and are of excellent quality. Now, you can buy a lot of crap for the Wii U. You can buy screen protectors, you can buy rubbers for the gamepad. But in my opinion, if you want to enjoy the Wii U to the fullest, get yourself some SD cards, get yourself a big USB stick, get yourself a pair of joysticks. Very important, buy a new battery for the gamepad. And if you hate the looks for the Wii U, buy yourself a vinyl sticker. Now, the Wii U is being dumped secondhand for very low prices. I recommend buying a Wii U as fast as you can, because if people become more wary about tiramisu and the fact that soft modding this console is so easy, and see what you can do with the console, prices for the Wii U will rise. So, the final conclusion, should you buy a Wii U? If you like Nintendo games and you want to have the best Nintendo emulator out there, the Wii U is your best bet. I just want to thank you for watching this video about the Nintendo Wii U. If you liked the video, I would appreciate if you tap that like button. And even a subscribe would be highly appreciated, as it keeps you notified when I release a video. And I'll see you on the next one.